Hey guys, how you doing? Ron Raymond here of the Raymond Report, and starting July 1st, I'm going to be doing a special segment, a new channel here on the Raymond Report on our YouTube channel. It's going to be called 30 Tips in 30 Days, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide one tip a day. It's going to be a very detailed tip. It might be 5 to 7 minutes long, and it's basically, during the quiet days of July, hopefully to bring you some very good information, and I'll give you an example on one of the tips that I'm going to bring to you. And today's tip is Major League Baseball checklist. Now, anytime you handicap baseball, there has to be a starting point, right? Well, it's the first domino to fall. So what I do is I go and I got my checklist here, and I'm going to share with you exactly what I look for when I'm handicapping baseball. First thing today, there's a game between the Florida Marlins or Miami Marlins and the Boston Red Sox. And what I'm going to focus here is on the Boston Red Sox, and I'm going to tell you and show you how I specifically target one team and then the other team in the matchup, and then come up with some types of system that will give me indicators. And if you're new to the Raymond Report, you know I preach this all the time: value, percentage play, and indicators. And this is basically one of my indicators cheat sheets that I'm going to share with you guys here today on the Raymond Report. Now, Boston Red Sox on the season are 36-23. It is June 7th, so in case you're watching this at a later date, you're wondering what day did he do this. It's June 7th, Monday, June 7th. They're playing the Miami Marlins tonight at 5 o'clock, and it's 5 o'clock. It's important I say that because I'll show you in just a second. Boston's 36-23, coming off a win last night against the New York Yankees, 6-5 on the road. Their over-under record on the year is 27-31-1. Now, the reason why it's important I reference their record is their winning percentage is 61%. Now, that's very important because in the Raymond Report, I grade my teams A, B, and C. Anytime you have an A-type team that's 60% or higher, B is 50 to 59.9, and C is teams below 500. Now, 61%, Bill Parcells, and I say this all the time on this channel, you are what your record says you are. And to me, the 61% of all the teams I'm handicapping, that is my reference point. And if you're wondering, today against the Miami Marlins, what's their record? 36-23, so they have a 61% chance of winning when you compare their record, right? They're if you look at their win percentage on the year, they're winning 61% of their games. So why wouldn't they have a 61% chance of winning today? So keeping that in mind, that is our reference point, and I'll show you that in a second. Now, the SBI, the Sports Betting Index today on Monday, June 7th, you can see right here that the last 7 days, the favorites have come in 57.9%. So that's 4 points below the record of the Boston record, which is good because anytime if that record, if this percentage would have been over, then we have an overvalued team. But right, because Boston has 61%, now they're right there at fair market value. Now the over/unders in the last 7 days is 48.7. So if you go to the SBI, you can see that 48.7 of the games have gone over the last 7 days in Major League Baseball, and it's all detailed right here on our website. Now, perception versus reality. What is the perception of today's game? The line on today's game is minus 140. My line is minus 159. So the perception is by the bookmaker that the line is 140. I had 159. So the good fair market value today on the Miami Marlins, right? The Boston Red Sox. Now, the over-under number I had was 9.37. You can see the bookmakers have put 9.5. And the team record of the starting pitcher. Now, today, we got Pivetta going for, Nick Pivetta going for the Boston Red Sox. And when Pivetta goes for the Boston Red Sox, they are 9-2 in his starts. So when I look at this, and I see that Nick Pivetta, when he starts for the Boston Red Sox, they're 9-2, 7-4 to the over-under. Now, the winning percentage is 81%. So when Pivetta starts, the Boston Red Sox are winning 81%. That's 20% higher than the Boston Red Sox winning percentage, right? So overvalued. And I'm a law of average theory guy. What goes up must come down. So again, I don't think this could last forever, right? So that's very high. There's 81%. And looking at the over/under record on Nick's starts for the Boston Red Sox, he is 9-2, 7-4 in the season. So you got 9-2 record, 7-4. So a lot of overs, right? And today, unfortunately, our numbers has the under. So you got to find these indicators to string along a nice selection. Now, the last 7 games. So is the team bullish, neutral, or bearish? And right now, the Boston Red Sox are 4-3 in their last 7 games. So that's 57%. So that's under their season reference record of 61%. So that's good. If it was bullish, and let's say if it was above 61%, then that works against my theory of value, right? In this team streak, are they streaking? Yeah, they're on a 4-game win streak. The last 2 have gone over. The team strength, A, B, or C type team. So if you look at the Raymond Report, and if you scroll right down here, I keep track of what teams do at home or on the road against the team they're facing. So right now, the Miami Marlins, they're a C-type team because their record on the year is right here, 25 and 33. So they're a team below 500. So the Red Sox are 9 and 6 straight up on the year, 6-9 and 0 to the under. So when I look at this right here, 9 and 6, that's 60%. So that's just 1% below their win percentage on the year, which is good, right? So it's a good indicator that it just falls in line with what we're trying to do here and string along enough indicators that's not over the 61% mark. Once these percentage gets over the team's record, then it's a law of average thing. The percentage play then works against us, right? If it's below the 61%, I like that because I know they have to get, because they're a 61% winning team, so they got to get back to that reference point, right? Home record on the year, 16 and 13, 14-14-1 to the over/under. So they're only hitting 55%, winning 55.1% of their home game, which is good if you like the Boston Red Sox today. Their road record, they've been very good on the road, 66%. They're 20 and 10 on the road, 13 and 17 on the year. Now their favorite record, so when they're a favorite this year, they're 18 and 16, but look at their underdog record, 18 and 7. Hitting 72% on the season as an underdog. So a bit, is the cat out of the bag type thing, because now they're what, about 11 points above their reference points of 61%. So again, I believe that this can't continue forever. But look at their favorite record. So there's room here, but you got to be careful betting the Boston Red Sox as a favorite, as they're only 18 and 16. So you can see the perception is the bookmakers always put them in a dog roll, but they overachieve. So they're a team from a perception value point of view that the bookmaker doesn't believe in them, but all they do is defy the bookmakers, and they just keep winning. Now their division record, look at Boston's division record, 15 and 6 straight up, 12 and 9 to the over/under, so 10 points above their record, overall record on the year. So that's a good, it's good and bad, right? Again, I don't think everything can continue forever. Eventually, I think this really, will equal out closer. I wouldn't say it wouldn't get to exactly 61% or 50%, but I don't think this is going to keep going higher and higher. Now the conference record, this is where they struggle against teams and their opponent. They're only 14 and 15 against conference opponent for 48%. Non-conference foe, so they're facing the Miami Marlins today, and when they face non-conference foe, they're 7 and 2, 77%. Their record after a win is 66%, so 24 and 12. After a loss, so when the Boston Red Sox, after a loss, they are 12 and 11. 12 and 11, 10, 12 and 1 to the over/under. So only 52% after a loss. So you can see they do better after a win. Their team record after a game goes over the total is 11 and 7 for 61%, right at our reference point. And their team record after an under is 60%. So this here pretty much is the same thing, right? It balances out right there. Now their record against a left-handed pitcher this season is 12 and 7 for 63%. So just 2 points above their reference point. And their team record versus right-handers, they do a little bit better. Actually, no, they just a little bit low, but they do better versus lefties. 60%. There's just more occurrences, right? 24 and 16 for 60%, and the over/under record's at 500. Look at that, 20 and 20. Now, looking at the team record the last 30 days, I always like to, teams go through cycles, right? I'm always talking about cycles, and look at the Boston Red Sox overall record the last 30 days. They are winning at 64%. So I think there could be a bit of a decline getting back to that 61%. So keep an eye on that, or they just stay at that 500 level, right? Win 10, lose 10 type things. Now, one thing when I handicap pitchers, I'm looking for workhorses, right? I want pitchers that are able to log a lot of innings in the last 3 starts. Now, looking at Nick Pavetta's last 3 starts, he's gone 17 innings. He's averaging 5.6, so he's averaging 5 innings, which I'm looking for, in my view, is a quality start. And I always look at the whip, right? Walk hits and divided by innings pitched is 1.2. Now, was there late line movement prior to 30 minutes prior to the game? I'll check tonight. Is there a coaching edge? You got Mattingly, you got Cora. I don't see no really big, maybe an edge to Cora, but Mattingly is just as good, right? Look at how great he's done. So I'm putting no here. Roster changes. So I've seen this morning that there's a lot of injuries for the Marlins, so that does favor Boston. Now, their day record, the reason why I said it's a 5-10 start, that's considered a day game, and the Boston Red Sox are 10-10 during day games, 50%, and their night record is 23-13 for 63.8%, and when they are facing opponents' strength of schedule, like I said up here, their opponents, 9-6, so their PVI SOS against teams below 500, 9-6, and you can see down here that they do have a 60% win percentage against those team, which is 1 point below their season average. Now, what I did here is I took two columns. I did the overall home record, road record, and I made an average of 62%. And then I took a direct effect on today's game. So I removed things like the road record, the underdog record, conference record, the division record, and we still have 62%. So when I handicap this game here today and I look at my value report and looking at the win percentage of the Boston Red Sox, they have a 61% win percentage, and I have a score of 62% on the percentage play. So it's right there, a point above the win percentage on the year. So I think Boston today is a value play. But again, there's other factors you got to consider. But that's just one of my checklists that I do to see if I'm on the right track. And those are things that I look at when I'm handicapping baseball. So just to recap, the things I look for is perception versus reality, my line against the bookmaker's line. I look at the starting pitcher's record for that team. So Nick Pivetta does very well for the Boston Red Sox when he starts. He's 9-2. Also, the over-under record. The over-under record is 7-4 to the over. Their last 7 games, are they bullish, neutral, or bearish? Right now, Boston is neutral, which is good because if they were bullish or bearish, now that affects the money management and how much I'm going to wager on that team. Are they streaking? They're on a 4-game win streak. Home record, road record, their roles, how they do as a favorite or an underdog. Again, the division record, they do very well in the division. They're 15-6. Conference, non-conference record, how they do after a win, after a loss. Their totals record after a game went over the total or under the total. How they do against lefties, right? That's one thing sometimes we overlook when we're in a hurry and we're doing our handicapping. And right-handed pitchers, how they do in a 30-day cycle. Are they going through a good cycle? The innings logged from the pitcher. Line movement, coaching edge, roster changes, injuries, team and day records, and the strength of schedule. So this is one of my betting system, guys, that I use, my checklist. And again, this is one of the tips that I'm going to be doing here each and every day in July. Day one will start on July 1st, and I'll have 30 days of consecutive betting tips right here on the Raymond Report. And folks, you can find me each and every day right here at atsstats.com. And if you enjoyed this video, it'd be much appreciated if you hit that like button. Or if you want to subscribe to our channel, tap that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back here on July 1st with some more betting tips. Cheers.